Good morning, class. Today, we will be delving into a new and interesting topic. But before we start, let's have first an opening prayer. Maui, can you please lead the prayer? In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. Okay, before you take your seats, please pick up the pieces of trash under your armchair and arrange your chair properly. All right. This time, class secretary, may I have the attendance for this morning? Okay, all of you are present.
But before we start, allow me first to introduce with you our objectives this morning. Basically, at the end of the lesson, you will be able to first construct a sentence from given pictures and words from active to passive voice and vice versa. Second, share your takeaways in the class in a respective manner. And last, apply active and passive voice in making short stories.
This time, let's recall. What was the topic last meeting? Who can recapitulate on what we did last meeting? Yes, Justin, you are raising your hand. Very good. Who else? Yes, Jolly Ann. Very good. Thank you. But before we jump in, let's have a quick activity to warm up your minds. Now, to test your knowledge, we'll be doing an activity. You will form a 5 groups of 8 members each. Okay, count off 1 to 8. 3. Okay, 8 is the last number. Group 1, stay there. Group 2, Group 3, Group 4, and Group 5. Each group will receive a worksheet with pictures and words. Your task is to work together and convert the words and pictures into sentences using either active or a passive voice, depending on what the picture represents. So class, remember, all of you should participate in your group, help each other out, and use what you know about active and passive to complete the worksheet. Do you have any questions or clarifications? Okay. Once you finish your worksheets, we'll switch them between groups for checking. I'll then go over the correct answers and we will discuss any questions you might have. All right, everyone, great job working on those sentences. Now, let's talk about what we just did and see how it connects to a broader concept. But before that, please exchange your paper from other groups. Okay, who would like to volunteer for question number 1? Yes, Paul. Can you read and answer the first question? All right, great job, Group 1. Let's hear some thoughts. How about Group 2? Did your group encounter any items that were difficult to convert? Why? Yes, Mayel. Excellent. So what challenges did you face while completing the worksheet? Anyone from the group? Yes, Ivy. Very good, Group 2. Let's move on to the next questions. We have Luis from Group 3. Which item did your group find most challenging to convert? Active or a passive voice? Why? Thank you, Luis. Now, look at the question number 4. Did collaborating with your group members help you understand the concept better? Why? Anyone from Group 4? Yes, Faith. All right, let's hear some thoughts. Yes, Liza from Group 5. Can you share any strategies your group used in answering the activity? Very good, my dear students. So this time, based on our activity, what do you think is our topic for this morning? Yes, Kate. Brilliant. So our topic is changing active sentences to passive sentences and vice versa. So thank you, everyone. Let's give ourselves a round of applause. All right, class, that was a great activity to introduce yourself to an active and passive voice. Now let's delve deeper into this concept and explore how it can enhance your writing. In most English sentences, with an action verb, the subject performs the action denoted by the verb. So these examples from the activity shows that the subject is doing the verb's action. Example number 1. Kate, can you read the first example on your paper? And what is your answer? Very good. So the teacher explained the lesson to the students. Why? Because the teacher is the subject, is doing the explaining verb. Very good. So Joel, can you read the second example on your paper? What is your answer? Great jobs. So students complete the assignment every day. So what is the subject? The students. So the verb is completing. So very good. So example number 3. Now look at the example number 3. Yes, Jovinic, what is your answer? Excellent. So Mrs. Douglas announced the upcoming school event. So basically, Mrs. Douglas is the subject, is doing the announcing verb. Very good. So now look at the last example. Maui, what is your answer? Alright, so the students performed a science experiment in the laboratory. So in this example, the students is the subject are doing the performing verb. So very good. So this is because the subject does or acts upon. So the verb in such sentences, the sentences are said to be in what? Active voice. Okay. Don't forget to check the answers of your classmates. Okay, this time, let's proceed to a passive voice. So, one can change the normal word order of many active sentences, so those with a direct object, so that the subject is no longer active, but is instead being acted upon by the verb or a passive. Note in this example from the activity how the subject-verb relationship has changed. For example, number 1, yes, Mary J. Can you read the first example on your paper? What is your answer? Good job. So the classrooms were cleaned after school by a Marlac grantee. So for this example, the classroom is the subject, where being cleaned is verb. Okay, Aliana Bell, can you read the second example in your paper? What is your answer? Very good. So the students were guided in making career decisions by Mr. Avila. So as you've observed, the students is the subject, where being guided is the verb. So very good. So Ronette, can you read the third example on your paper? What is your answer, Ronette? Great job. So the projects were presented to the class by the students. So basically, the projects is the subject, where being presented is the verb. So Danessa, can you read the last example on your paper? What is your answer, Danessa? Alright, so lunch was served to the students by cafeteria staff. So for this, lunch is the subject. So what's being served is the verb. So this is because the subject is being acted upon, or or is passive. So such sentences are said to be in a passive voice. So class, remember, to change a sentence from active to passive voice, do the following. So first, move the active sentences direct object into sentence subject slot. Second, place the active sentences subject into a phrase beginning with the preposition by. So third one, add a form of the auxiliary verb to main verb and change the main verb form. So because passive voice sentences necessarily add words and change the normal doer action receiver of action direction. They may make reader work harder to understand the intended meaning. More example. Example number one, the voice. So Mrs. Abba organized the bookshelf a bit alphabetically. So how to change it to passive? Who would like to answer? Yes, Cheryl. Okay, very good. So for passive, the bookshelf was organized alphabetically by Mrs. Abba. Very good, Cheryl. So example number two, the coach trained the team for the championship match. Yes, Mayel. Okay, correct. Your answer is the team was trained for the championship match by the coach. Okay, very good, Mayel. So, example number three. The Mariac grantee cleaned the classrooms after school. Yes, Kate. What is your answer? Kate. Thank you, Kate. So, the classroom were cleaned after school by the Mariac grantee. Okay, very good, Kate. So, example number four, the students presented their projects to the class. Yes or bye? Okay, the projects were presented to the class by the students. Okay, it's generally preferable to use the active voice. So please check the answers of your classmate, everyone. Don't forget. So now, this time to change a passive sentence, a passive voice sentence into an active voice sentence, simply reverse the step shown above. So first, move the passive sentence subject into the active sentence direct object slot. Second, remove the auxiliary verb from the main verb and change the main verbs from it if needed. So third, place the passive sentences object of the preposition by or into the subject's form. So because it is more direct, most writers prefer to use the active voice whenever possible. So more examples. Example number one. So the upcoming school event was announced by Mrs. Douglas. So what is the active voice? Yes, Paul. Very good. Mrs. Douglas announced the upcoming school event. Okay. Next, a science experiment was performed by the student in the laboratory. Would like to answer? Yes, Maui. Okay, very good. So the student performed a science experiment in the laboratory. So for example number three, a lesson was explained to the students by the teacher. Would like to answer? Yes or bye? Okay, so the teacher explained the lesson to the students. So very good. So for the last example, an assignment was completed every day by the students. So what is your answer? Joel. Okay, very good. So students complete the assignment every day. So everyone take note. So the passive voice may be a better choice. However, when the doer of the action is unknown, so or unwanted or unneeded in the sentence, so the writer wishes to emphasize the action of the sentence rather than the doer of the action. So the writer wishes to use passive voice for sentence variety. Am I clear? Okay, do you have any questions? Okay, very good. At this point, I want to ask you the following process questions to deepen the topic. So I want you to analyze and provide concrete or brief answers. So what is the importance of active and passive voice? Yes, Keith Ashley. Very good. Very good, Keith. How about Justin? You are raising your hand. All right. So thank you, ladies. So in writing, always consider whether you should use the passive or the active voice. It will depend on what you, the writer, want to convey. If you want to draw attention to the doer, use very good. Use the passive voice. If your intent is to put the focus on the action, then you should go for the active voice. Very good, everyone. So for the continuation of our activity, I will ask the following questions. So can you explain the difference between active and passive voice sentences? Anyone? Yes, Liza. Thank you, Liza. How about Christine? There were any mistakes you made that you realized after checking another group's worksheets? Okay, thank you for that comprehensive answer, Christine. Next, we have yes, Paul. What would you do differently next time to improve your understanding of this topic? Excellence. So thank you, everyone. Let's give ourselves a round of applause. Now, let's put your knowledge to the test. So we will continue working in your groups to create a short story. So you will be given a set of pictures that tell a story. So as a group, decide whether you want to write your story in an active voice or a passive voice. So use the pictures to create a short narrative, applying what you learn about active and passive voice construction. So each sentence should be grammatically correct and make sense in the context of the story. So you will be guided by a rubric. So following the activity, I will ask follow-up questions. So for the rubric, incorporation of both voices, you have 20%, organization 20%, creativity 15%, grammar and mechanics 15%, use of provided pictures 15%, then cooperation 15% to the total of 100%. Alright, since everyone was done, may I have 3 volunteers to answer the following question? Who would like to volunteer? Yes, Jolly. How did using active and passive voice impact the tone and clarity of your story? Very good, Jolly. Who else? Yes, Faith. Okay, thank you. Next, did you find it challenging to incorporate both active and passive voice effectively? Why? Yes, Mayal. Excellent. So how about the others? Yes, Juveni. Great job. So last question. Yes, Mary Joy. What strategies did you use to ensure your story flowed smoothly while using both voices? Okay, very good. Very good, everyone. Thank you for your active participation. So please pass your paper here in front. For your assignment, please answer this one. So you will submit it next week. So what you're going to do is to read the story silently and answer the following questions. So you can write your answer at the back. So for the guide questions, question number 1, identify 3 instances in the story where the active voice is used. Provide examples of these sentences. Second, explain the difference in tone or emphasis between using the active voice versus the passive voice in storytelling. So the third one is compare and contrast the effectiveness of using the active voice versus the passive voice in conveying the emotions and intentions of the characters in the story. Do you have any questions? Question or clarification? Okay, if none, thank you. Thank you everyone for your active participation. So don't forget your assignment and please erase the writings on the board for your next teacher. Goodbye and God bless everyone.